Okay, another day, another video, and today I want to do a follow-up of the last video about Trump, and it's about the election or the debate, and I have to say that was a strange experience. As a very strong Trump supporter, my initial feeling, and basically my feeling also now, was that he did a bad job. Sorry to say that. But my first reaction to the debate were that he did a horrible job. And then as an idealist I am, I went back to it and I saw it again. And right before I taping this video, I listened to it again, and I noticed a few things that are important to notice. The one is that Biden was the one that started to cut Trump off first. That's a fact. The thing with Trump is that my hypothesis is that he do have some ADHD, and I call it the warrior gene. He was good in sports. He is a fighter. He doesn't take any prisoners, if you know what I mean, and he can take a lot of beating. And I recognize that in myself, but it has a backside. If you get into a debate, which I have been in because I have opinions about basically everything except from sports and well, I also have of course opinions about sports and fashion, but I don't follow it. That is basically the only thing I don't care about at all, because it's just entertainment and bullshit. So yeah, but anyway, what happens in Trump's brain is that when he gets into a debate, into a fight, because a debate is basically almost like a fight. I've been in fights and I've been in debates, and you get the same. Well, if you get into a fight, it's a little bit different because it's fast and furious, but also in debates it increases the dopamine and increases all these stress hormones, and with me it's always been a problem that I cut people off, because I've been debating so much that I can really predict almost from the first sentence or first word a person say what they are going to say, because debates are usually, it's not that much nuance. If you're going to have nuance in a conversation, you have to go into the depth, deep into it, and then nuance starts to pop up. But in a debate there is usually not much nuance. You see that on the internet, you see that in debates among politicians everywhere. It's very simple, the whole thing. Anyway, the point here is that when Trump comes into that situation with that kind of brain, and I also am quite sure that he thought he could make Biden basically collapse under the pressure because of his gaffes, and it seems like his brain is not working well anymore and stuff like that. And that could have been a good strategy. It's not honest, I have to admit, but it could have been a good strategy if he did it only for a couple of segments. And when he saw that this doesn't really work, he should just have pulled back and answered questions and come up with small, like, what is your view on the Green Deal, and then pull back and let him answer, instead of this constant cutting off. And in the end, the whole thing just basically went over into a mush. And if Donald Trump had let Biden talk, it would be actually worse for Biden than cutting him off all the time. Now, I have to admit that both did cut each other off, but Trump did more. And there's also one thing with Donald Trump, which I also noticed when I debate people. Despite they cutting me off basically equal as much as I do, I usually have stronger arguments, maybe even stronger presence, and I tend to go in with full passion. And most people aren't used to that kind of personality, so they hear you more. And that was what I noticed when I heard the debate the second and third time, that actually it's not that he necessarily cut Biden off so much, it is his presence, the way he does it, and the strength of his arguments, and the fact that he just goes in and ram it like he was going through a brick wall or something like that. Now, it is a true fact that Chris Wallace did a horrible job. And I saw Chris Wallace on Fox News today, and he was saying that he was asked if he had seen the debate again, and he said no, he hadn't done that. And he also said that it took him 4 years to see the other debate again, because he did the same debate with Hillary Clinton and Trump 4 years ago, as we know. And that explains a few things. For instance, this Charlottesville thing, this thing about there are good people on both sides. There is a video on YouTube and everywhere else. Actually, the RUBIN report did a video on this that I'm going to post in the description, where you can actually see what he's saying. Also, I'm going to make he also made a video about Chris Wallace asking exactly the same question to Trump in 2016. And it is amazing that he again, despite that video that is out on YouTube, debunking this bullshit from Biden that he wanted to become a president because Donald Trump said there were good people on both sides in the Charlottesville thing. That is not what Donald Trump did say. What Donald Trump said, the first thing he said, I denounce the Nazis and the fascists and all these people that are bad. Then he goes on to say in that video, but there were people on both sides who were there to demonstrate against tearing down the statue of Robert E. Lee, or so, I think it was Robert E. Lee, and people who were there to demonstrate for taking it down. That is what he said. He did not say the Nazis were good people. He did not say that. And it is 100% clear. I have been studying Trump now for 4 years, basically, or 5 years, and I have never found anything that he said or whatever that would deem him being racist. I have never heard Donald J. Trump say that people are less worth because of skin color or any other reason. He have criticized militant Islam. He has wanted to have strong borders, which is a rational thing to do when most of the crime and drugs comes from Mexico and South America, and the terror comes from the refugees camps around the world from militant Islam and stuff like that. You know, there is reasons for doing things. Okay, so that is also not racist. Anyway, Chris Wallace knows about this video out there. He should know he asked the same fucking question in 2016. And he should have told Biden to his face that thing you said there is a blatant lie. And you know it. The problem is with Trump. Why didn't he prepare for this? Or did he prepare for it? Or just forgot it because his brain was full full of dopamine and stress hormones in the debate, because that can happen. If you get into a fight or debate, you can actually forget very important things, and you think, oh shit, I should have said this right after, or I should have said this or this or this or this. So, but he didn't. He should have took a step back, let Biden say these things, and then he just should have said, like I do, there is a video of what I'm saying. What you're telling the public now is wrong. It is a lie. I didn't say that. And I should have told Chris Wallace, you asked me this question. I've been asked this question now for 4 or 5 years. If I denounce Nazis, he has been asked this for 30. He's been saying it for 30 years, at least, as I have seen on YouTube, that he denounces the right, the far right. I wouldn't even call them right, because Nazis aren't actually they aren't actually on the right. They are National Socialists with racism. So they are not really on the right. I mean, not even. I mean, Adolf Hitler was a socialist with a lot of racism and ridiculous race theory and Atlantis myth and all that bullshit, you know. So no, not even the Nazis are on the right. Fascists are maybe on the right, and people are on, conservatives are usually on the right, but they are not Nazis. It seems to me like the left at this point, everything that is to the right of bloody well Stalin, Mao, Pol Pot, and Kim Il-jung, of course Kim Il-jung is not a communist, is basically racist. And it's ridiculous. Anyway, the point here is Trump did cut him off way too much. The best strategy, I think, would be for Donald Trump to just let him talk. And I hope he picks that up. And somebody tells him this. The next debate, you just shut the fuck up. You let him talk. You rebut what he's saying. And then Biden will fall on his own sword, because he is for this Green New Deal that's gonna, I mean, as Trump did say, we're going to take down the Empire State Building and rebuild it to make it green. What the fuck is this? And it wouldn't even work. Has no, and all the CO2 that would go into doing this with 400,000 buildings in America. It would probably be the blow to the environment that would actually finally kill it, okay? And by the way, China is the biggest polluter anyway, so who cares? And he didn't answer certain other questions that's very important for American politics. Green New Deal, defunding the police, stacking the court, and other things like raising taxes. He didn't actually answer anything. But I also have to blame Donald Trump for the American public, not or us or whatever, getting a clear message from him about these things. And when it comes to Hunter Biden, it is 100% true that Hunter Biden got $1 billion from China. He got millions of dollars from Ukraine, and he got his millions from Russia, and he also got some millions from I think it was Serbia or something like that. So yeah, he got a lot of money because of his father was a vice president, and Joe Biden was warned about this by his staff when it was happening, and he did nothing about it because he was basically getting rich on his job. And that is corruption. And shame on the media not to do this. If the media wasn't fake news in the United States and other places in the world too, especially Norwegian media, it would be, at this point, because of Hunter Biden and the corruption and all these things, it would be impossible for Biden to even think about becoming president. But because you have the fake news and you have media who doesn't tell the truth about anything, except for actually Fox News and certain other outlets that are like 50-50, positive, negative, and actually are reporting the facts, there are basically no outlets that are talking about these things. And it's so important, because if Hunter Biden got $1 billion from China, it is clear that I have something on him. If Russia gave him $3 million, he got $3 million from the wife of the mayor of Moscow, which of course is a friend of Putin. Then they have something on him. And that could lead to extortion, and that the China thing would lead Biden to open up for China again, and China wins the war. Because there is a war going on with China right now, and it's an ideology war. It is a war about human rights, free speech, and all these things. So it's very important that Trump wins this election at this point. And that is basically my take from the debate. I was really disappointed that Trump didn't just do a better prep. Because, as they did say, if Biden couldn't stand there and at least be there, he looked sick and frail and all that, but he looked stronger than you expected. And Trump was Trump in a way, but he was a worse version of himself that he usually is, because the guy has humor, the guy has self-irony, he's joking about himself, he is funny, he can, like he said, when Biden said, I am now the Democratic Party, and he just said in a short, terse comment, well, Harris doesn't think that, or Harris doesn't believe that. It's a small things, like he did with Hillary Clinton when she said in the debate, she said, it's good that you are not the leader of the justice system in America. And he just tersely said, well, yeah, because you would be in jail. And I laughed and I said, well, that's when he won the election. Anyway, I do think that Trump is going to pick up this and do a better job next time. He did that actually in the debates with Hillary. The first one was the second one better, and the third one was great. So I hope he gets his shit together, because I really, 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 really don't want the left to win this battle, because we can kiss free speech goodbye. And this racist bullshit and identity politics will just take off like a freight train with wings, and we're really gonna have a problem. So with this, I got it off my chest, and until next time, I see ya, hopefully, around on my channel. Comment, give thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't care. Leave a comment, share it on your social media platforms if you want. And you can also check out my Patreon if you want me to teach you how to paint. There's a link to my other channel where I do my painting in description and after this video. And also a video about the thing with Chris Wallace when he asked a question to Trump about the Charlottesville thing. So, okay, bye-bye for now.